What's up, everybody? This is your boy Marlon. We are back at it again here with another video. So if this is your first time watching, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and turn on that post notification bell. Give the stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new. So we're going to start off this Until Dawn remake review. I want to give a special thank you to PlayStation for providing Until Dawn for review. Hashtag ad. Appreciate you, PlayStation, for sending over this game. Okay, man, so let's check this out. All right, now I spent over 17 hours approximately in this remake. I could have taken me a shorter time, but I was having a lot of issues. I mean, this game was crashing left and right. I mean, especially through like the first chapter, I literally just could not play through it. But nevertheless, I managed to get it fixed. I had to reset my PS5. I had to do some more troubleshooting in order to get it to work. And yeah, so here we are. So this game was originally developed by Supermassive Games back in 2015, and then Sony owns the IP for Until Dawn, so they handed over the remake to Ballistic Moon to work on it, and here we are. So yeah, just rolled the credits here. And let me just tell you that it is not a fantastic experience, but in terms of the coreness of Until Dawn, when it comes to the story, I think the story is phenomenal. I think the characters are phenomenal as well, but there are some technical issues here with this remake that you need to know before you go out there and purchase this game. So we're going to be saving the cons for later, and then we're just going to give a general understanding of what's going on here in terms of the story. Now, there's a new prologue with this game. Now, the original obviously started out different from this one because of this new prologue. Generally speaking, we're talking about the Washingtons, right? You know, the Washington Lodge in Blackwood Mountain. And so let's go over some of the characters here for a lot of people who don't know if you're brand new to Until Dawn. So we have Sam, Josh, Hannah, Beth, Mike, Chris, Jess, and also Emily, Matt, and Ashley. Okay, so Josh and Hannah and Beth are related. They're brothers and sisters, and they own a lodge out there in Blackwood Mountain. All right, they are called the Washingtons. Okay, and each of these characters, obviously, they have their own trait, and you'll find out once you continue on with the story. So depending on your choices and your decisions that you make, yeah, it can affect like certain abilities. Like you will see like their traits going up here and there depending on the decisions that you do decide to make. Also, the story for this game is really, really good. If you love games like Heavy Rain, games like Detroit Become Human, and The Quarry, you will feel right at home. And I was even feeling the Saw vibes here as well, and the Order 1886 towards the end of the game. Now, I did play it back in 2015, but I didn't get to finish it. So it's kind of beautiful to actually sit here and finish the experience. So if you play games like that, Heavy Rain and all that, you will feel right at home. Basically, 8 group of friends, including Hannah, Beth, and all the ones that I just mentioned earlier. They're in a lodge, and pretty much there was a prank going on between Mike and Hannah, and it kind of went south, and then she kind of ran out of the lodge, and then you guys have to go ahead and go find her, and then the whole thing just opens up from there. And yeah, it's a pretty good story from start to finish, in my opinion. And just kind of throughout the game, you're being haunted by this unknown prisoner or unknown assailant or whatever, which when I come to realize, yeah, it was a big surprise on who it really was. So yeah, it's like an insane psychopath guy. All right, so I'm just gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But when it comes down to the actual gameplay, yes, they did added new cinematography. The DualSense controller definitely do feel good and add a whole new level of immersion. And so with that being said, the third person camera was also added. So like a new camera angle. So whenever you're moving around, I like this new third person camera angle better than the camera angle or the camera mechanics in the original game from 2015. So that's pretty cool there. Also super fast loading times for the actual gameplay. And then you have these things called totems. Pretty much you can collect like six, like, no, not collect, but you can go around the world and pick up like different totems, and pretty much they give you like insight on what's going to be happening throughout the actual game with each characters and things of that nature, which I think is really, really cool. So nevertheless, there's like 6 different traits of totem. And so you just kind of have to just go around and go into certain areas and you will find them hanging around, and you pretty much like rotate them. And then once you get the perfect angle, then it will show you like a scene of what is going to happen or what could happen to any of the characters that you're playing with, or even others. So that's pretty cool there if you're just brand new to, Until Dawn. On top of that, the transition between cutscene and gameplay is literally like the exact same thing. Like, I mean, the way how the cutscenes look is the way how the gameplay actually looks. So the transition there is like very, very smooth. Sometimes I'm like playing the game and I'm like, wait a minute, is this a cutscene or is this gameplay? So bravo to Ballistic Moon on that one. Unreal Engine 5 is really in effect here. Very, very fresh and intuitive. So there's that on the actual gameplay. But other than that, everything, sort of remains the same. Okay, let's move down the list here. Sound. Oh my God. The sound in this game, whoa, sounds really incredible. I mean, good Lord. Yeah, you hear every single thing from the snow, from each characters. I mean, everything sounds really, really top notch in the game. So yeah, I think they did a great job. I played everything with the Pulse 3D headset from start to finish. So I thought to myself, I was like, yeah, yeah, this sounds really, really good, especially those jump scare moments and everything. I was like, yeah, this is cool. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's talk about graphics. Wow. I have to show you guys some gameplay right now because, man, the graphics in this game is probably one of the best highlights about this game, that I'm like, yes, they did a phenomenal job with the character models and with the graphics and such. And I was like, man, Unreal Engine 5 is fully on deck here. So I was like, well, when you could see the attention to detail on their faces, and you could see the pores and on their faces and everything, and scars and cuts and bruises and everything, and I'm like, my God, they really paid attention to detail. Like, I'm just showing you guys really, really quickly, just sort of illustrate my point here. Really, really, really top notch. And this is what you want to see, especially when they said that they built this from the ground up to take advantage of the PlayStation 5. Yeah, it's obviously not the best remake in the world, but yeah, they did a really, really, really good job. This is a part right here with Emily where I'm on this fire tower or fire watch area, and you could see like the individual like snowflakes just like, dropping on top of her head and everything individually. And I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. So yeah, there is that. If you are somebody that is playing on an OLED or a Quantum Dot TV or anything like that, you will definitely really appreciate the graphics and the detail on the characters. I mean, it looks really insane. Now, there are some artifacts issues here and there, like some glitches here and there from time to time, like pop in and out, especially on their clothing. But overall, I mean, yeah, it looks really, really good when it comes to the characters. I wanted to show you guys some gameplay because I did record probably like around 15 minutes of gameplay. But yeah, overall, I'm really blown away with the graphics and with Unreal Engine 5. I think a lot of remakes now are starting to evolve and getting better when it comes to the engines that they're actually using, like for instance, like Unreal Engine 5, that's pretty cool there, or any other proprietary engine. I think it's really, really, really fantastic. But yeah, nevertheless, everything looks insane, from the snow to the snowflakes, from the environment, their clothing. Yeah, looks really, really top notch. So there's that on the graphics. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's continue to move on here. Now, controls. Wow, the controls feel really good. Now, obviously, one of the downsides is I don't know why they didn't do anything with the adaptive triggers. Like, I was thinking that maybe they could add that, but no, you definitely do feel the DualSense, but you just don't feel, you feel the haptics, but you don't feel the adaptive triggers or anything like that. So I was hoping that, because there are parts in the game where, you're using mic and you're firing like a weapon and you don't feel it in the triggers or anything like that, at least the way how I would want it to be. But yeah, like, when they're hitting each other or fighting or anything like that, you do feel it into the controller, especially when Emily slapped Ashley in the face. I was like, oh my God, you literally felt it in the DualSense controller. But yeah, there were some instances where the controls kind of felt a little awkward for me. Don't know why that was the case. So I was just like, okay, why he or she's just walking in a different angle when I'm trying to turn in, the direction that I'm trying to go or whatever. But nevertheless, yeah, it just kind of felt a little awkward. But yeah, other than that, the controls are really, really, really good. Okay. All right. So let's move on here. So we talked about the controls. Let's talk about some of the gripes that I literally do have with this game. And I'm just going to tie them in here in one. So listen to me. I would wait for a sale or wait for them to patch this game. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. There's a lot of bugs and glitches. I could have finished this game way earlier, but man, this game was crashing left and right. I think this game probably crashed 5 or 6 times before I was able to actually get it to work. And I was like, man, come on. Are you serious right now? I could not even get past chapter 1. And I'm like, man, they needed to make sure that this game was A1. But, typical game developers, they, put these games out. I don't even think they even play tests or even do anything else. But yeah, it was just kind of very weird and odd to me that this game was just crashing so much. And then I had to go through some hoops to get my PS5 running and get everything working. And yeah, that kind of sorted out the issue. But yeah, there's no graphics mode in this game, and these are the cons now. So there's no graphics mode. You guys know I do love graphics mode. That's something that got introduced to us with these consoles, especially with the PlayStation 5. And yeah, there's no way to change resolution or frame rate. To me, it seems like at some parts it's running at 60 and some parts it's running at 30. I don't know. It's probably running at 30 FPS, to be honest with you. It just seemed like it just drops, frame drops here and there throughout the game. So that is a bummer there. Also, there's some weird artifacts going on with the character models. Don't know what's up with that. But yeah, like especially on their clothing and stuff, you can see like glitches here and there. And then plus it does crash while you're gaming. I think I showed that earlier, but there's towards the end of the game, it starts stuttering. I can probably switch to that right now just so you guys can see, but it was a stuttery mess towards the end. I just wanted to illustrate my point here, just so you guys can have an idea. So right here where, okay, so like right here, let's see here. Once we start, yeah, right here, it's just become a stuttery mess. And I'm like, okay, I can't even play the game. So I had to completely restart the entire PS5 and everything. And I'm like, okay, this is literally ruining my experience right now. So they need to patch this ASAP. All right. If they really want people to buy this game and have a really, really good time, I know every game got glitches and bugs and everything, but I just thought that it was really annoying considering at the beginning I was having so many issues with this game, even running past the chapter 1 and everything like that. So lots of bugs, lots of glitches and things of that nature that I feel like just needs to be ironed out altogether. So yeah, let's kind of wrap everything up here. So yeah, other than that, that's really about it, man. Just lots of glitches towards the end, lots of pop-ins, lots of weird artifacts, things going on with the characters, performance mode. There's none of them there in the game. And then we talk about the totems. There's 6 of them: death, guidance, loss, danger, fortune, and hunger. All right, so there we go on that one. But yeah, overall, what do I give Until Dawn Remake? I'll definitely say I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. There's just way too many bugs, way too many glitches, and no performance mode. That's kind of a bummer for me. And I had to restart the console so many times. Other than that, I probably would have given it a higher score. But I like to be honest and upfront in my reviews. And big shout outs to PlayStation for sending over the game for review. Thank you so much, PlayStation. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Hit that like button for me and hit that share button. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Turn on that post notification bell. And like I said, wait for a sale, or at least wait for them to patch it, because right now you're going to experience a lot of bugs and glitches, at least towards the beginning and towards the end of the game. So that's it. Love you guys. Be blessed. Be easy. And as usual, please, like the great Etika would say, have a wonderful one. Peace, guys. We're out. Love you guys.